Hi Aries, this is your forecast for the month of June 2017. This is a general reading for Aries Sun, Aries Rising, or Aries Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch a reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or if you prefer, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. Now, the underlying energy is this 4 of Pentacles. And for some of you, this is about stagnancy again, that holding tight, holding firm to that position. You do not want to rock that boat. And, you know, it could be based on some unwarranted fears. Some of you, maybe this has to do with finances. Maybe you're not getting what you're due because you don't have the confidence in yourself. And so you're selling yourself short and receiving some kind of inadequate payment for your services. Or maybe you're not even putting yourself out there because you fear that you're going to fail. There's a lack of fulfillment. For some of you, you're trying to hold on to protect your heart or your resources. And there's a poverty consciousness either way, where there's this lack of belief in self and, you know, in the greater universe. So this could be a month where you're taking on more problems, more burdens, more challenges, and they're self-inflicted because there's something that you want to accomplish and you're not going about it constructively. The name of the game is to work more efficiently, not harder. And in this case, you're trying too hard, whether to avoid something, and again, to wish it to go away, or to accomplish something, and you're being overly aggressive or domineering. So this is going to be a month where you're really looking at how you're using your personal resources, your skills, your talents, your money, your emotions, how you're giving those away, or how you're holding on to them and not passing that out when you need to in order to create some opportunity for yourself. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot say, I want this, and yet I will not invest in it. This is a good month for you to open yourself up, albeit cautiously, to possibilities that could create a better situation for you emotionally, financially, through new or better employment or your relationships. This is a month for you to be practical, and taking that practical approach, recognizing things for what they are, making the necessary changes when called for, will allow you to handle your relationships and your situations and ultimately bring you closer to those things that you really care about. Now, this is going to be a month that requires your patience. For some of you, you're working steadily and you're almost there. You're working on the foundation, and whatever you're working on obviously means a lot to you. Maybe it's your passion, and this is something that's worth waiting for. For others of you, you need to control yourself because there's some impulsiveness in your pursuits. For others of you, this does come down to finances, specifically because of some health-related issues. And for some of you, whether you wanted to or not, whether you were expecting it, you're now taking on the burden and responsibility of other people. Maybe you're actually caring for someone else physically. Or maybe there's some things happening in your company that, or where you're working, through your finances that make you realize that, that's in jeopardy. It's not as stable as you had hoped. And for some of you, because the mental, emotional, and physical is all tied together, you may be having to come to grips with some emotional or medical issues of your own. It could be that, you're too self-contained again, or too self-absorbed. This is a card that can border on selfishness. So you could be excessively caught up in your own concerns, your own issues, that keep you from being objective and keeping the proper perspective, and lead you to blow something out of proportion. And you may come to realize that you are trying to hang on to something. You're trying to protect something that you feel is rightfully yours, whether that's your lot materially, your possessions, your property, or your emotions. But you're going to find, for some of you, that the effort that you're putting in, the work that you're investing to hold on to this thing, is falling in line with the law of diminishing return, that it's costing you way more than it's worth. Now, this is likely to center on the two strongest cards in your reading, that death and strength. So either you're finding renewed strength, or you're at the end of your strength. So this is a month for you to focus in the positive on regeneration in some form or another, and the fortitude to move forward with the situation. And it's a month that focuses on your foundation, creating a sense of stability. And so you will be improving some kind of aspect of your daily routine, your domestic affairs, with a focus on fixing, repairing, and gaining some type of clarity so that you can operate more efficiently. There's going to be a change in your plans somehow. And it's motivated by your security, your peace of mind in gaining that. And there's going to be an uptick in either your material or your domestic activities. And there's an ambitious development taking place where some older matter that you've been grappling with is going to move to the next level, or you're going to begin something new altogether. Whatever it is, things are likely to unfold or escalate for you rather quickly. Now, for some of you, this is centering on some type of agreement or some type of contract, or whether you're working in unity with others, whether you share the same sense of purpose and goals. It's likely that there's some kind of outside factor that steps into a situation and takes control because something is going nowhere. There's no resolution, there's no movement, nothing's happening. And it could be that, again, for some of you, there's a lack of direction. There are no clear goals in mind. You don't know where you're headed. And for some of you, before you move forward, there's this deep need to understand the past and how you got to this place. So before you can move on, you feel stuck. Somehow you've got to make sense of why the goal in front of you is valid before you can move through to follow up on it. So for some of you, you are stuck. Somebody's holding tight. They're going to keep the status quo and they're not going to be rushed or hurried. Now, for some of you, this is about some kind of enthusiasm or passion for some project that you're just beginning, but yet on some level, there's some resistance to moving forward for whatever reason. And so you're going to find that things begin to slow down, centering around that, because either you're emotionally resistant to it on some level, or because the environment is not conducive to it moving forward. Things are going to move forward, but you're going to have to expect that there's going to be some type of resistance.